Let's say you are moving to Phoenix or you're moving within the Phoenix area and you want to know what the best suburbs are and which ones are, well, not. When people are moving to the Phoenix area, they're often surprised at how big it is and how diverse it is as far as different cities having different feels. So it takes them some time to really figure out which suburb is going to be the best for them. So now, because I'm a real estate agent, it is against fair housing for me to give you my opinion on which neighborhoods are the best and which are the worst. So for the sake of this video, we are going to take a look at the price appreciation for homes in the last 12 months and look at which ones had the highest and which ones had the lowest. This is going to let you know which neighborhoods more people were moving to, which were hotter, and which maybe weren't. As well, we're going to look at another website called Niche. This is where they grade some of these neighborhoods for different things within the neighborhood. So we're going to take a look at these two factors to determine which are the best and which ones maybe weren't. Now, the data that I'm using to determine which neighborhoods had the most or least home price appreciation is called the Cromford Report. Now, this is talked about a lot on my channel. It is a very detailed report that dives into the real estate market every single day. So it is extremely accurate, extremely timely, and extremely valid for this specific reason. So let's get started with the worst neighborhoods in the Phoenix surrounding areas. And number 3 on the list is Tempe. So Tempe sits pretty central in this Phoenix area. It is also where the Arizona State University sits. Tempe has a much more urban feel, and depending on where you live within Tempe, you actually will have some ability to walk some places. Now, the home price appreciation in Tempe over the last 12 months has been 25.5%. Now, that doesn't sound terrible, does it? But it's actually one of the lowest in the Phoenix suburb areas. Now, the median home price within Tempe is $470,000, which is actually up from the month previous, which was at $430,000. Now, because the university does have such a big presence within the Tempe area, you will find a lot of rentals and a lot of student housing within that Tempe area. What some people don't know about Tempe, though, is that you will find some older neighborhoods with 1.5 million plus homes in them, with larger homes and larger lots. Now, there is a lot to do in the Tempe area with Tempe Marketplace, as well as its location to South Scottsdale with a ton of nightlife. So that is one of the things for people that are looking for that type of a lifestyle. Tempe could be a great place for you to live. So now I want to take a look at this website called Niche, and this is going to really show you kind of how they grade Tempe overall. So overall, they give Tempe an A, which really an A is not bad, but they give their public schools a B. The housing is a C+. I think that has something to do with the home price appreciation. The fact that there are so many rentals within the Tempe area and so much student housing. Good for families. Crime and safety is a C, which again, as you're closer to the university, sometimes you'll find that type of statistic there. Nightlife, like I said, A+. So Tempe overall is really, it's going to be great for some people, but for those people that are looking for a more quiet place to live, Tempe just might not be the right place for you. Okay, number 2 on that list is Fountain Hills. Now, the town of Fountain Hills is northeast of Phoenix and sits on the south side of the McDowell Mountains and sits on the east side of the southern part of the McDowell Mountains. Now, this town is a little bit smaller and quite hilly, but it does give some people some amazing views of the fountain and the 4 peaks far in the distance. Home price appreciation for the last 12 months in Fountain Hills has been 23.6%. Now, as I just mentioned, that fountain, that is kind of the central location in Fountain Hills, and there is a huge park that is built right around it. Now, the fountain sits in the middle of a lake. There are also tons of walking trails. There's a kid's splash pad. There are kids' play equipment, so you can fish, you can feed the ducks. And if you like Frisbee golf, they've got that at that park too. You will find a lot of second homeowners that have a home in Fountain Hills, as well as a lot of retirees. The median home price in Fountain Hills for the last 12 months is $765,000. Now, with Fountain Hills' proximity to Scottsdale, this is one of the reasons people choose Fountain Hills over Scottsdale. It's close, but the price difference is quite significant. Now, Fountain Hills is a little bit of an older town, so you can find homes that are a little bit older, and because of the hilly terrain, you'll find a lot of homes that have stairs. Now, not everything has stairs, but there are a lot of homes that have stairs. There's also been quite a bit of new construction within Fountain Hills, and these homes are more modern and beautiful. Okay, so let's take a look at Niche and see what they have to say about Fountain Hills. So overall, they give Fountain Hills an A-. Their public school system is really good within Fountain Hills, and they get an A for that. They get a B- for housing, which I'm not really sure why. It probably has to do with that the home price appreciation isn't as great as some of the other areas. A-, great for families. Crime and safety, it's got nothing because I don't think that much happens over there. It is quite a sleepy town. In fact, some people that look there, I often tell them the town goes to bed quite early. So if you like to do things at night and later, it might not be the best town for you because you will have to drive quite far to get out of Fountain Hills to experience any nightlife. But again, overall, they give Fountain Hills an A-, which isn't so bad. One of the biggest reasons that people don't choose Fountain Hills is purely because of the location. And the number one worst suburb in the Phoenix area is Carefree. Now, I'm not going to lie, this one kind of surprised me a little bit because Carefree is a beautiful town. So Carefree sits in the northeast of Phoenix and is bordered by Scottsdale and Cave Creek. This is an upscale community that has winding streets and some nooks and crannies that people don't even know about. Carefree can be kind of hilly in some areas, giving them those nooks and crannies that we just talked about. But there are also some beautiful mountains that surround Carefree, giving a lot of people some beautiful views. Now, the home price appreciation in the Carefree area over the last 12 months has been about 22.9%, which again, as the lowest home price appreciation in the overall Phoenix area, that's not so bad. Now, the town of Carefree began in the 1950s. So there are some areas within the town that you will look and you will find some of these much older homes. But there are also some areas of Carefree that have these big lots for large, beautiful custom homes. And some of the areas within Carefree are actually gated. Now, this is a quieter town with some quaint shops and some really cute restaurants. Now, many people that decide to live in the Carefree area do so because it kind of pays homage to that Western Arizona feel. The homes are beautiful, the town is quiet, and it's a little bit off the beaten path. Now, the median home price for homes in the Carefree area right now is about $1,830,000. However, if you don't mind a slower pace of life with an extremely cute little town, this could be the perfect place. Okay, so what does the niche website say about Carefree? Well, the public schools get an A-. Housing gets a C-. Now, again, I think that's partly because of what we just talked about. The home prices are high, the appreciation wasn't as great as the rest of the areas, and it's just a little bit off the beaten path. Good for families, B- because again, although the schools are good, they're a little farther away. There aren't as many people living there that have families. A lot of times you'll find retirees, second homes, a lot of that in that Carefree area. Again, that crime and safety, a little bit like Fountain Hills, not a lot goes on there. Again, it's a sleepier town, so that's not even registering. And look at right here, what we talked about, nightlife. You are going to have to drive quite far if you really want to experience that nightlife. So it's giving it a C+. Overall, they get a score of a B, which is still not bad. Okay, now onto the 3 best suburbs of the Phoenix area. And number 3 on this list is Gilbert. So Gilbert is located southeast of the Phoenix area and is actually the 4th largest suburb in the Phoenix area. Gilbert was once an agricultural area, but then it quickly transitioned into a very well-established suburb of the Phoenix area. In the last 12 months, Gilbert's home price appreciation has appreciated 32.3%. This suburb is known to be very family-friendly with so much to do. Now, the downtown of Gilbert is actually called the Heritage District, and it's got restaurants as well as shops with handmade goods. There are also amazing parks and trails as well as cultural events. Now, the median home price within the Gilbert area currently is $575,000, which is one of the reasons it's such a big draw for families. It is a much more affordable area of the valley to live, yet still has a ton of amenities. Now, this community has grown exponentially since it began, but it is still growing with new home developments still on the rise. And something that people don't really know about Gilbert is that there are some subdivisions within the Gilbert area that have homes that sit on a lake, which is a really big draw for some people that really want to be on the water. So let's take a look at what niche says about the Gilbert area. So number 1, they start off with public schools as an A. And if you look at a lot of the school systems in the Phoenix area, Gilbert is often ranked quite high. So that does not surprise me. Housing is a B+. And again, the only reason I can think that it's a B+ is because of how much home prices have actually grown. And it has kind of made this a less affordable area than it once was, even though it is still a more affordable area than some in the valley. Niche is extremely good for families with all of the amenities that they have. Their crime and safety is at a B-. Their nightlife is at a B, and their diversity is at an A-. So overall, Niche gives Gilbert a grade of an A, which we're not seeing many of these suburbs less than an A. I think so far we've seen one that's less than an A, but we've got a pretty solid A for Gilbert. Okay, number 2 on the list of the best suburbs in the Phoenix area is Queen Creek. Now, Queen Creek is located in the far southeast part of the valley. It is east of Gilbert. It is east of Chandler. Now, this suburb has exploded over the last few years with new construction development coming out of the ground everywhere. This was a huge farming area, and in some areas it still is, but a lot of that is transitioning into homes. Now, this was a huge farming area, and it still is in some areas, which draws some people to the area of Queen Creek. They like the idea of still having that ranching, farming, either surrounding them, or they want to have a ranch or a farm. And so that it draws them into the Queen Creek area because of all of the other amenities that they have built up and the infrastructure that they have built up within the city of Queen Creek. Now, because of this growth, the median home price appreciation in the last 12 months has been 35.7%. Now, because there is still ranching and farming out in this Queen Creek area, you can find homes on larger pieces of land that allow you to have horses and cows and pigs and goats and chickens and just about anything else that you'd like to have. Or you can find a home in a brand new subdivision. Now, the median home price for homes in Queen Creek right now is $570,000. And something that was really surprising to me was in the most recent census, people that live in Queen Creek, a majority of them make over $100,000 a year, which means it's one of the top earning cities in the Phoenix area as well. Queen Creek is known for its really well manicured parks like Desert Mountain Park and Founders Park. There are also miles of trails within Queen Creek for walking, hiking, biking, and horseback riding. And they also just built a brand new splash pad, 4,100 square feet of splashing fun in town center. Now, the one caution I'm going to give anybody looking in this Queen Creek area is that because it was developed a little bit on the later side of all of Phoenix, is that water. Water is a big issue here, and I know it's a big hot button for everybody right now. So Queen Creek is one of the biggest cities that is growing and expanding that was not part of some of the original water agreements for the city, the overall cities within the Phoenix area. So I'm going to put a link down below for the Arizona Water Blueprint. Take a look at that. It's going to explain a lot more about the water situation in all of Phoenix and Queen Creek. Okay, so let's take a look at what Niche has to say about the Queen Creek area. So again, public schools, an A-. Housing is a B. Again, I have to go off of thinking that it's because that the home prices have gone up so much. Good for families, an A-. Crime and safety, again, I just don't think they have a lot of those numbers yet because it is a newer city and it is exploding. Nightlife is a B-. I'm not really sure why they have that. I don't know that there's as many bars and things like the Tempe area and South Scottsdale that has this, which always gets an A+ because there's so much to do. Diversity, they get a B-. And overall, Niche gives them an A-. Okay, and the number 1 suburb in all of the Phoenix area, Paradise Valley. Now, Paradise Valley sits in probably one of the most convenient locations in the overall Phoenix Valley, right in the center. It has also been long known as one of the wealthiest zip codes in the Valley of the Sun. So the homes within Paradise Valley all sit on about acre-plus lots. That's the way that they designed the entire city. Now, there are some caveats now. They have changed a few things, and you will find some townhomes and some other smaller lot homes within the Paradise Valley. But overall, you're going to find larger lots and larger homes within the area. So the median home price appreciation for homes within Paradise Valley in the last 12 months has been 36.1%. Paradise Valley is a community of affluent owners that are all very committed to their community, some by giving their time back to the community government to help keep costs down. Now, the town of Paradise Valley is known for its luxury resorts, its luxury golf courses, its real estate, as well as 2 iconic mountains, Camelback and Mummy Mountain. The median home price for homes in this area right now are $3.35 million. And you will find a majority of the people that live within the Paradise Valley area, they call it their primary residence, but you will also find multiple second homes. Okay, so let's take a look at what Niche says about Paradise Valley. And their public schools get an A. They do have a very good school system. They are tied into the Scottsdale Unified School District. They don't go to a Paradise Valley School District, even though there is a Paradise Valley School District. Paradise Valley people that live within that community don't go there. They go to the Scottsdale Unified School District. Housing, they give a C. Again, I have to just venture a guess that that's because of the pricing. Overall, good for families, an A. Crime and safety is a B. Nightlife is an A-, and a lot of that is because its proximity to so many great restaurants and bars. You've got some right on the outskirts of the Paradise Valley area, as well as its proximity to South Scottsdale. So if you want to get down there, you've got a lot of options. And then diversity is a C+. Overall, they give Paradise Valley an A. Now, I just want to bring this up because if you really dive into the whole Niche website, it's great for what we just talked about. But if you want to dive deeper into it and look down farther on the page, you're going to start seeing things like median home price and some other data, which, to be honest, it's all wrong. So take it with a grain of salt when you're looking at that. The numbers that I gave you are going to be extremely accurate for the time that I recorded this, but it's a great place to start when you're just starting to dive in to specific neighborhoods that might fit you and your family. The other thing I liked about Niche is that it gives some personal reviews on each one of the cities, which I think is always helpful to hear from those that actually live there. Now, the biggest thing to know about the school system here in Arizona, if that is something that you're researching, is that we have what's called open enrollment. What does that mean? It means that if you're looking in a specific area and you realize that a school that you really would like your children to go to is in a different location, you do not have to live in that location, in that district, for your kids to go there. Now, they do have to apply, they do have to be accepted. But if they get accepted, you can live anywhere. You as a parent do have to provide the transportation to and from school, but you can get them into a school outside of the district of where you're living. And another great resource for that besides Niche is a website called greatschools.org, and I'll link that down below as well. But if you'd like to learn more about what it's like to live in the Phoenix area, take a look at this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. As always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.